And we're live. Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to another episode where we talk about the important things going on in the hobby. And today, it's official, man. It's time to talk about the Pokemon market. It's ready to crash. Everything is going to zero, specifically surging in Twilight. You might as well just start selling all your ETBs while you still can before you're not making any money in this hobby. But before we get into it, as always, make sure you leave a like, comment down below, and subscribe. And then if you're interested in Alex's content, check out his channel. Link is down in the description below. Alex, anything you want to say before we get started?
I mean, I'm interested to see how my shill powers can combat the reprint powers.
Crazy.
And so we're really going to have like a testament to the two sides and see which is stronger. Who will be the last one standing? Who will survive in this Mortal Kombat type situation?
Alex is gonna do his best to keep prices as high as possible.
I
Alex, are
will.
we gonna hyperinflate these prices? What are we gonna do, man?
I don't know, man. I'm gonna try my best. Like we're not cooked till I leave the kitchen. That's all I'm saying.
Oh, I see.
All right.
We're not cooked. We leave it. Hey, did you get any? So here's the real question, and this is when you know that something's up, and like there might actually be product. Did you have your distributor allocate you
No,
or say you're gonna get any product?
no, of course not.
Oh, okay. All right. Well,
No,
you heard it here
come
first,
on.
guys. Alex didn't even get any product from his distros.
I don't get any product. You know, it's so funny, dude. Like, not to like get on a soapbox or anything, but it's so funny how I have so many comments in my videos like, well, yeah, obviously he's a distributor now. So it's like, dude, everything I buy is basically on the secondary market. I get the smallest amount of peanuts sprinkled to me from my distributor at this point. Guys, you can't build an allocation in a bull market, right? All the big guys like Eli are going to take it all. And then they give you whatever's left after everyone's said and done. So it's like everything I'm doing right now is literally all done on the secondary market, meaning you can all do the same exact thing. There's no secrets here. It's just, it's funny how everyone thinks like when you have a distributor, you're like golden. No, everyone, you don't get any, just because I have one doesn't mean I get anything.
So here's the real important question then, Alex. As someone who is getting peanuts from your distributor, would you rather have the availability to order product from your distro to build up spend to then hopefully get allocations further down the line if product becomes
Yeah.
available again? Or would you prefer that prices stay the way they are and product scarcity continue? Like, what would you prefer in a perfect world in your mind?
I honestly don't care either way. I would prefer more transparency. That's what I would prefer. As long as they let us know one way or the other, you could plan for one way or the other. I don't like the uncertainty. And honestly, markets don't like uncertainty, whether it be the stock market, anything in life. Nothing likes uncertainty. Investors don't like uncertainty. I would like a level of certainty, whether it be one way or the other. And so either way works. It works for me. I can run a business. I can run my operation either way. I just don't like the not knowing.
Yeah. No, that's
Yeah.
fair. Yeah, it'll be interesting to see. So if you guys don't know, we've gotten confirmation from multiple distros. Your distro even mentioned it too, right, Alex?
Yeah.
Yeah, so we've gotten confirmation from multiple of my distros, multiple of other sources. Alex obviously can confirm it. We're getting reprints for both Twilight and Surging Spark Elite Trainer boxes. One of my distros told me that they should get it within the next week and for, if I'm correct, Surging, and then for Twilight, it should be end of the month. We'll obviously see what timelines are going to look like. The amount of times, I mean, heck, I still, with one of my distros, I'm waiting to get the Surging booster boxes that were supposed to be here a month and a half ago. So who knows
Dude,
if
they
that's going to
gotta be
happen.
like giving you the runaround. That's
I don't
crazy.
know, man. So we'll see what ends up happening with that, if the timing lines up. But I will say this more than anything, product delays definitely seem to be more. I mean, it's not like it hasn't been a Pokemon thing, but you want to talk about big talk about product delays. For those of you guys that didn't hear, they're doing a product split or a wave split for the Mega Set. So we're no longer going to get everything all at launch because they're having delays with production. And so we're going to have it split 60-40. And then on top of that, we're also getting word that to try and like combat this, they're not going to make all the boxes enhanced. So some of the boxes are going to be enhanced and some of them are not, to add even further chaos to this whole thing. So we're having reprints happen, which we hope are going to obviously, happen when they said they are. Who knows how much is coming? One of my sources said there should be quite a bit. I'm still waiting to hear from my other sources if that's true. We've got delays on product for new set releases and also changes in what the product is going to be from non-enhanced and enhanced. Like, it's crazy what is, going to potentially happen here.
I mean, I think $300 a box is an accurate estimate. I want to be very clear. I'm not telling anybody to go buy at $300 a box. I'm not saying that the set will never come back down into a better price, but in my honest opinion, I think we're going to see $300 a box at release. They're already limited, right? People thought they were getting 110% of what they got from Destin, and now you're getting 60% of 110%. Now you're going to have it further, split up into, some with the box top or some without. Whichever one has the least supply, whichever one ends up having least, that one will probably be even more. But yeah, I think we're headed to $300 a box. I really do.
It's funny. We were having, for the past couple weeks, conversations about, do we think it's realistic that it could be, $200 or sub $200? And, the conversation really, it felt like how the demand was going to be in the lead up to the set. I didn't really kind of picture that the inverse would happen because of potential changes in a split wave. Like, that was something I didn't even think about could potentially happen. So the fact that obviously this information is now being relayed to us, the market's reacting. Like, you've already seen the price of the boxes go up $15-$20 on TCG players since that announcement. So people are already anticipating that there's going to be less at release. And so it'll be interesting to see how it happens. Here's the real question, right? And this is kind of something we've talked about a little bit off stream. If we're looking at the last time a split wave happened, this was during COVID time, and it played out like this. It was specifically Chilling Reign, where, for those of you guys that don't remember, it was pre-selling for 150 a box, and then when the split wave occurred, the price was running up to $200 a box. And then after the initial release happened, the price kind of settled right around 160, 170. Then what ended up happening is, on their second wave, which was delayed for the product, they ended up not only coming out with a second wave, but coming out with more product on top of that. So I have no clue, obviously, what Pokemon's going to do. I don't have a crystal ball, but it'll be interesting to see if that second wave is going to just come in and of itself without any additional product as well that they're going to try and add on to the second half of it, or if it's just going to be the next, wave of the product. And either way, you're going to assume that prices will obviously drop with the second wave. It's just a matter of how much. Is it going to be the box goes to 300 and then it drops to 250, or is it one of these things where all of a sudden we're going to get dumped with so much product we could see this go down to the low 200s or sub 200? We don't really know, but it'll be fascinating to see if history repeats itself with this.
Dude, think of how ridiculous this is. Have any of your distributors told you what allocation you're getting of non-enhanced versus enhanced boxes?
No.
Okay. So you have a situation where you have card shops literally selling products that they don't even know they're going to have or not yet. They don't even know what they're selling. People don't even know what they're buying. It's such a disaster. Not only that, guys, I just counted up on TCG Player, if my math is correct. There's a total of about 170 boxes left under $300. Card Rush is listed at $299.95. There's about 170 boxes of listings under them from a total of about 3, 6, 9, 10 sellers. 10 sellers with about 170 boxes. And we hit 300.
So, it's funny because I literally, shout out to Alfred on this. He informed me that one of our distros actually listed it as a separate thing. So before,
Okay.
when you were putting in your numbers, it was for enhanced. They added a listing for pre-ordering now non-enhanced boosters. So I don't I don't know what that's supposed to entail. That's really confusing.
Dude, Pokemon's gotta just be the best troll out there.
Yeah, like, okay, what are we doing here? Are we saying that this is going to be something that you're putting in numbers for and it's going to be a part of the same pre-order wave that you did? Or is this something where you're putting in numbers for this and it's going to be later product that's going to happen separate from the second wave? Like, I don't know. It's very convoluted right now.
Yeah, man. Again, like it's that it goes back to that transparency. It's just like they're zero transparency, zero. They're making it as difficult as possible to try to get a handle on anything, predict anything, plan for anything, for stores to tell their customers anything. It's just a web of just like, I don't know, uncertainty is the best way to put it. And so I don't think any of that is good for the market. Honestly, it breeds more speculation, right? If they're trying to cut down on speculation, this behavior breeds more speculation. Because whether you like it or not, there's going to be a certain amount of individuals that are picking a bunch up because they're going to want to try to flip into this nonsense, right? There'll be a bunch of people buying up cards because they know there's going to be a shortage of actual singles because there's a shortage of product. It's just going to lead to more higher prices. And so if Pokemon's wanting to slow things down, this is not the way. So maybe they don't want to slow things down.
Well, it's one of those things too where like I mean, we don't know what's obviously going to happen, right? And how the market's going to shake up because enhanced boosters are such a new thing, right? But at least if we're looking at right now, like the only kind of comparable product is just Journey Together. And when it comes to those specific boosters, there's not like a huge gap between the two. Which I'm curious, what is your kind actually before I kind of get into my point, I am curious, what is your thought about the fact that there's only about a $30 difference between the enhanced versus the non-enhanced for Journey? Do you think that's appropriate? Do you
I
think
don't
that
know.
do you because if you think about it, the non-enhanced boosters are significantly less, like significantly, like they're only included as far as I'm aware. I know obviously there's the UK and other European English speaking countries. But like in the US specifically, you had just in your pre-release kits that you could get it or for LGSs that ran pre-release events. So it's super duper scarce. And so having a $35 premium doesn't feel that high. And so it is curious to see because obviously we have major concerns about there being such a huge price disparity in regards to like, okay, well, if they do a reprint with non-enhanced, well, the enhanced might actually not really dip and it's only going to be this now new product that's going to adjust. So but is it possible or is there a situation in your mind where you could see almost like a mirroring effect where both of the items could still move with one another but just be, like, within a certain distance of each other, like,
Yeah.
depending upon the supply?
Yeah, I mean, I currently only have cases of enhanced, just because I don't know, it seems like they'd be more likely to reprint a non-enhanced box. And also, I like having that promo. I think that promo could end up doing something with only box topper until this new one. Um, but yeah, it's interesting. It's like if they never reprint either of them, the non-enhanced would be so much more scarce. And yeah, it probably will move like they'll probably still move up somewhat together, but I'm sure the enhanced will probably move up at a higher margin just because of, or the non-enhanced because of how scarce it is. It's just so hard to play that game, man. It's just like we're already playing that game with all the sets and all the products. Now we're having to play the game with the same product within the same set. It's so crazy to try and play this guessing game at this point.
Yeah, it's, I think what you said at the very beginning was a really good point, which obviously is what kind of is leading into our conversation we're having currently, which is, hey, what would I prefer, an inflated market or one where prices are super duper, cheap to where there's not margins, but at least I can, build allocation? Okay, I just want transparency. I just want to know what's going on because this definitely feels like a cluster and it feels so like chaotic in a way where as a retailer, like sure, we're going to play the game of just taking what we get currently and being grateful for it. But also as a consumer, I feel like it's so difficult now for you to make certain financial decisions based on what you want to purchase because of delays, because of what's being reprinted when, and also the way in which like items are being split up and products are being switched.
Well, my question is, Eli, where are these non-enhanced cases even coming from?
So
Like for
it's
Journey
funny.
Together.
So funny, I actually just got a. Okay, so I actually have a little bit of information that I can add to. So from what I'm hearing, it's not a part. So the non-enhanced boosters are not a part of the main print run of the second printing for a non-enhanced. It's to supplement the wave split coming for release. More details to be added.
Well, no, I'm talking about from Journey.
No, no, no. I get that, but I guess what I'm trying to articulate is just to because we were just talking about what the
Yeah.
product is. It looks like this is separate from the actual allocation allotment from enhanced, so it will be a completely separate thing, which is
Hmm.
interesting to know. So it's not like they're cutting any of the enhanced in a certain way. But sorry, get back to what your question was.
Well, I just don't know. I don't, to my knowledge, I didn't know Journey Together non-enhanced booster box cases even existed, but they sell them on TCG Player. From my knowledge, it should be UK versions, but that's not that's not shown on like any of the listings. It's shown as like a regular English case. And so, would you get one of the like the UK version of the cases, or are there English non-enhanced cases?
That's a good question. I don't know about the cases personally. That I have no idea about. I mean, it's funny. Some people from the UK are,
Yeah,
mentioning
because
about it in
TCG
the
Player
chat.
has them listed, but I'm just like, so am I going to get shipped a UK case?
Yeah, you gotta wonder. I don't think they have a US version because, like I said before, at least for us, we got ours in a pre-release kit, so it wasn't one of those things where they shipped us like a case of boosters and a case of building battles. Is like, no, we got a sealed pre-release kit which includes 10 building battles inside of it and then one booster
Right.
box. So it's a
Yeah.
completely different thing of its own.
Yeah, so I don't know. It's all up in the air with that stuff, man. Then like the Twilight, the whole like thumbnail thing, the Twilight Masquerade and the Surging Sparks. I don't think Ross Grant. So I know you guys got non-enhanced cases. My question is, are they in your form though, like the UK style, like box case, or is it the long English? See, I'm sure it's the box case, which guys, look, I know they're the exact same thing inside, dude. The UK cases do not do well on the secondary market. They are just not. They're not sought after. I've seen them end for literally every single set. I mean, Pro Sienna's auctions on them. They always end a sizable amount lower. People just want the US case for whatever reason, right? Even though the same 6 boxes are inside. And so, like, if the only way I could get the non-enhanced cases were the UK version cases, I'd probably still just stick with the enhanced because I want to stick with the English, the American type case. But other than that, I want, as far as like the Twilight Surging Sparks things goes, dude, I don't think this is gonna have much effect. If it honestly, this is again super chill Alex here. It might have the opposite effect on the booster boxes.
Yeah, it's too early to tell for me personally on what's necessarily going to happen because like this is a product that obviously it's not booster boxes, it's elite trainer boxes and so we had obvious reprints. Well, I say obvious. We had very tiny reprints, technically speaking, for Surging in Twilight, and it did absolutely nothing to the market, right? And so if you look at history, we obviously had our major reprints for Lost Origin and Silver Tempest. For those of you guys that weren't around or don't remember, about 4 to 5 months later, we had ETB reprints for Silver Tempest Lost Origin, and that affected the prices pretty dramatically. So the question, I guess, is okay, is Pokemon just doing exactly what they did again with Lost Origin Silver Tempest? But also at the exact same time, if they are, the reprint sizes for those products were significantly greater for both of the items. We got a lot of ETBs. Like it was just as much open order as it was boosters. So if they're going to do the same thing, why then did we only, get as little as we did with the boosters, but they're printing more ETBs? Because what I've been told by one of my sources that we're going to get a lot of them. Like I said, still waiting to get confirmation from others. So who knows? Maybe more boosters are coming and it's just going to take more time than we may realize and the real second wave or the real large waves coming later, or is this one of these things where Pokemon just already had a plan to print both the boosters, they only printed what they could, and then the ETBs, they obviously were already printing at the same time and they just scrapped the boosters for whatever reason to focus on other like there's it's so convoluted at this point.
Yeah, I mean, I think it'll affect the price of the packs. I think it'll affect the price of the cards. But I don't know. I think people are going to see this as like, oh, we might not get more booster boxes. I better hold on to what I have. Actually, I better get some in case they just legitimately don't reprint booster boxes and they keep reprinting ETBs and other ancillary items. So honestly, guys, it might have the other effect on the boosters of Twilight and Surging. It might send them actually back up, as crazy as that sounds.
I mean, right now, just if you're watching the market, the only thing that I can say with 100% certainty that Pokemon is 100% trying to address the most, it's by far Prismatic. Like, I don't know if you guys have been watching the price. The ETB is holding on to $100, right? This is the loose ETB, not the cases. Obviously, case prices are still
I
holding
thought it was supposed to go
strong.
to MSRP.
Yeah, well, so that's down. Prices on the singles have been crashing pretty aggressively. And then also on top of that, there's an announcement that Sam's Club is going to have their Sea and Sky version of Prismatic product. So you've got a lot of product that is currently being put out onto the market specifically for hoping to correct the prices of Prismatic. Who knows if we're going to get anything with distribution? Obviously, a lot of this more recently has been big box retailers. I mean, we had our reprint like I want to say 3 months ago, or I guess I don't know for Prismatic, whatever you want to call it, reprint another wave later down the line. So, but that's the one thing it looks like they're hyper focusing on. So it'll be interesting to see if they really want to take some of these older booster boxes and print some more of it, especially after the announcement they made, which we all can see said, "Hey, Prismatic Forward is what we're hyper focusing on." Twilight and
Yeah.
Surging obviously are right before that. So
Hey, share my screen real quick. I want to illustrate what I was talking about. So, guys, like this is temporal forces. This is kind of what I'm talking about. Like, look, these ended the same day on Probstein. They're both sealed cases of temporal forces, but the EU got like 1125 compared to 1461. And then you can see it like more illustrated down here, like 1325. The EU's consistently go for much less than a traditional case. And so, inside is literally, guys, the same exact thing. They're just 6 temporal booster boxes. And so like that's the only reason like I personally just wouldn't want to hold on to those cases, because they're just not sought after. You basically have to break them down and sell them by individual boxes if you want to get your full value. Because I mean, 1125 a case, you'd be better off selling them as 4 individual boxes. People just are not. Again, the market can be irrational. We can sit here and say how stupid that is. I agree, but you can't fight the market. You just have to kind of go with what the market wants. And so like that's the only reason I wouldn't want the other sealed cases of Journey.
that is so fascinating. I mean, you have to imagine, like, you have to imagine it's just probably because there is such a more, like, how do I want to say this? Those UK boxes are not as known, right? A lot of
Right.
people don't really know about them. There's not as huge of a market, which you would think because presumably there's probably less supply than the US, but since the demand is so much higher for those specific boxes, the prices end up still following and going
It's
higher.
weird, dude. Like
Yeah.
it's quite a bit of a margin there.
Yeah, no, 100%. I mean, if you want a cheaper seal case, I guess go EU, but don't do it for
The
investment
stop
purposes.
tape is kind of iconic.
The stop tape's crazy,
Stop
dude.
tape.
That's what people are paying the premium for, dude. You didn't know that?
Dude,
They want more
I'm
stop
gonna start
tape.
selling rolls of stop tape in my store.
Dude, that's the move.
Rolls of stop tape, sell the same cardboard boxes they use. Just be like, guys, this is where it's at.
Yeah.
Invest in stop tape.
We'll start taking questions here, obviously, in like the next 10 minutes, but gotta remind everyone, leave a like, comment down below, subscribe, really helps the YouTube channel. And if you have a question, of course, make sure in the chat you write question in all caps, followed up by what your question is that you would like to ask us, and we'll hopefully get to it. Alex, I know you haven't looked at it, or I sent you the link, so maybe you have had a second to look at it. But did you by chance see the Mega Charizard and some of the other Mega cards that they're doing the new designs for?
Of course not. That's your job.
Of
You
course,
keep
my
up with
bad.
the leaks.
My bad. I said the link, not the leak. The
Oh,
leak.
the link you sent me? I didn't look
Yes.
at it yet. No.
Okay. Would you like to give your first impressions? That is going to presumably be extremely underwhelming.
Why do you say that, dude?
Because you're gonna be like, oh, I don't care. It doesn't matter to me. I just buy the boxes.
Dude, that's goofy.
That's goofy. You're not a fan.
Here, let's share the screen. Let's show everybody. Here you
Share
go.
the screen, everybody. we're sharing the screen.
Bro. That is a sad excuse for a mega full art.
I don't know. I like it. Me personally, I'm a fan.
What?
Really? I don't.
Dude, this looks like I don't even know. This looks like something like a knockoff you would find at like the dollar store.
It looks like they're trying to go with like a comic style art design. It's not like they're going for an illustration design. Like it's I don't know. I think it looks cool, but I guess it's art. It's subjective.
I mean, dude, I am in the minority here. Look at the chat. The chat likes it. Yeah, I guess it's just me. Oh,
The
by the way,
chat
guys,
likes
I
it.
wanted to
I
I
don't
wanted
know
to share
about that. Some people say pretty. It looks like some people like it, some people don't. I mean, it's obviously split.
Hey, let me share this one more thing, guys. Stop tape. Uline. There's their site. There's their number. They sell stop tape. It's not that. It's not that highly sought after. I promise you guys. All right. Oh man, the weird like case premium stuff. It's funny. It's there. You have to play with it. It's just funny to me. I don't know, dude. Yeah, those cards, dude. They're not it for me.
Yeah. Good thing no one cares about your opinion. No, I'm just kidding.
They don't. I mean, that's a good thing, right? That's the
No,
good thing. It doesn't matter.
I
I
mean,
think.
here's the one thing I think we can all be united on. You know what does look stupid? Mega Dragonite. That I think we can all agree about. That sucks. So bad, bro. I assume Alex has not seen the Mega Dragonite leak either.
What is up
Yeah,
with that?
buddy. It's bad. It looks so dumb. Here, I will screen share what the Mega Dragonite looks like. It is an awful design.
Oh, with the wings on the head?
Dude, yeah. Here, I'll screen share it real quick.
Hey, everyone was waiting for things to slow down. With designs like this, it could.
I guess so, man. That is what we said. Here's what it looks like, guys. They massacred my boy. How could they, man? How could they? That is so bad. No way, man. Oh, devastating work. It is not a big fan. That's all I can say. But hey, art is subjective.
Hey, man, it's not. Put it this way, guys. It's not going to affect anything I do. I'm still going to invest in the same cases like I always do, and whether I like the stuff or don't like the stuff, it usually ends up not mattering.
People
But
are
yeah,
pinging me asking about a specific SIR that was also leaked, but I thought it was potentially debunked. Maybe I misread it on one of the. Oh, it was confirmed. People are saying. Oh, interesting. Apparently, there's another art design that was also leaked. Here I'll share it on the screen, just so that we can pull it up. Wow, that is full freaking screen. Give me 2 seconds here. I'll share my screen again. Because if this is confirmed, then I actually think this is sick too. I actually like this. I will not lie. I do like this more.
now that is a different story.
Yeah, I think that's a sick design. I mean, look, you've got the evolution line. So you've got the Charmander, Charmeleon, Charizard going into the Mega.
Okay, now if that's real, that saved the whole set right there.
Doesn't that look sick?
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah, that looks pretty sweet.
I can't believe they did the megas like that, man. Like, dude, XY. I mean, we used to talk about it. XY is it's probably because it's when I got back into Pokemon, but it's been one of my favorite eras. I've always loved the megas and everything, and that's sad that like they just really, I don't know. Seems like they could have done a lot more than that weird cartoonish manga looking stuff. But hey,
Well, it sounds like it. From what people are talking about, it might be just a different art style.
yeah,
That
this is
they're
awesome.
doing part of the
This
set.
this makes the whole set though.
You know what's fascinating? In the images that they did share with the Mega Charizard with the like manga style design, it didn't say at the bottom what set it's a part of or what set number. It does show the same eye rotation. But who knows how much that's obviously going to matter, but I would like to believe this looks true. This looks real. So, cuz that would be awesome.
Yeah.
What was I going to say though? Yeah, I think
Your screen's still shared.
is it still sharing? Oh.
Yeah.
just
Doxed.
just showing the chat. What was I gonna say? Yeah, no. As far as it goes with megas, my thing with the XY era is I think that the megas looked really cool in their design. I just really hated the new 3D art style of Pokemon, like the 3D models. Because like if you're someone that grew up with like the sprites from, the Game Boy Advanced with like Emerald, or the sprites from like Diamond, Pearl, Black and White, I loved those sprites. I thought those sprites were sick. And so when they did a more like 3D sprite where it's not as sharp, and like some of the features of the characters themselves are not as pronounced, that was one of the things that I really didn't like. And then also too, for those of you guys that like shiny Pokemon, a lot of the shinies were also less pronounced, and so because of the way in which the 3D colors popped way less, and so if you look at like Pokemon like Mega Garchomp, Mega Gengar, it's way harder to tell the coloring differences compared to some of the older sprites. That was kind of my biggest complaint with XY, is I just didn't really like the coloration of it. But in terms of like the actual Mega concept itself, I've loved the Mega concept, and I think they did a fantastic, this is just my opinion, I think they did a fantastic job with the remakes for Omega Ruby, Alpha Sapphire. I think it was great. I mean, especially if you compare it to some of the other remakes they've done, like Brilliant Diamond Shining Pearl.
Yeah.
But all right, Alex, any other stuff you want to talk about before we start getting into questions here?
No, man, I just think this is just more of the same. I think they're going to continue to print ETBs. They're going to keep putting out these collection boxes with each set. They're going to keep, probably having some random collection boxes here and tins here and there with packs in them. They're going to keep trying to find ways to get the packs in the hand of consumers, to get the card price down for the players and collectors. And it seems like, I'm crossing my fingers, but it seems like Pokemon is starting to prioritize, at least in some way, the more value seekers with booster boxes. It truly feels that way to me. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe they change it up again. But if that's the case, I like this. I like how they're doing things, right? Print the freaking bundles, print the collection boxes, print everything into the ground like they're doing with Prismatic. Get the pack price cheap, right? Get the cards cheap. That's all good, fine and good. Leave some things that are just like not reprinted and not overprinted. With main sets, it seems to be booster boxes. With specialty sets, it seems to be maybe the super premium or ultra premium collections. Obviously, the PC ETBs. In some cases, even the regular ETBs like 151 and Paldean Fates. Obviously, with Prismatic, they're massively, I would say, overprinting the ETBs, but because they're not coming through distribution, the cases are actually very scarce. So the cases could be a way to have value. So I like the fact that it seems, again, it could just because they're overwhelmed, but at least seems like they're trying to prioritize people who care about value, which I like. But I think it's best of both worlds right now.
Yeah, time will definitely tell. I think the next 6 months here are going to be pretty big to see what Pokemon's game plan is. Especially too
Yeah.
if they truly did pick up, obviously, another manufacturing location specifically to try and keep up with demand. You got to
Yeah.
assume that Pokemon, obviously, as we are all aware, Nintendo loves to fatten their wallets. So it'll be interesting
Hey,
to see how
let
they
me get your
approach
take on
that.
this. I made a claim in one of my videos that I thought if this happened, Destin Rivals would be $1,000 in a year. Because we were talking about like the Spider-Man, thing with Magic, the Gathering with like, there's rumors that like they just might not get reprinted or whatever. So guys, and Eli, you answer it. The only thing that really keeps price points somewhat in check in the first like few years of printing is the threat of reprints.
Yeah.
That's pretty much it. If they came out and said Destin Rivals will not get a booster box reprint confirmed by Pokemon, what do you think that would do? You think we could see $1,000 in a year?
I think that, like, when you say a year, do you mean the rest of this year,
I
or do
mean,
you
like
mean just a year
from like
time?
August of next year. If they came out and confirmed
I don't think it'd
0
go there
boosters.
that fast. I think that if we were to literally tomorrow hear Destin's not getting another print, they confirm that, I think we would at least see boxes get up to, I'll be conservative. I'll say they'll at least get up to $600. I think that's a conservative estimate, which basically means they're doubling minimum. I mean, at
I mean,
least
dude,
for me
every time
personally,
we make estimates in this hobby, we're always low. So that's why I was like, dude, it'd probably be
yeah,
like 1,000.
if it's me, if that was confirmed, I mean, I'm buying like all
And
of it,
that's the problem.
all
Like
of it,
I would
all of
probably
it.
buy immediately at least 20 to 30 cases of it. At least.
Cause,
For
cause,
dude, here's
cause,
the thing. Like I said earlier, investors hate uncertainty. If
yeah.
you gave a certainty there will never be more of this ever created, I'll back the truck up because I know I'm golden. I'm safe.
I mean, here's my thing. Like, sure, does it suck to buy a $300 booster box? Yes, it does. But also, if you could have gone back and bought like $300 worth of evolving, hindsight, you're up almost a 1000% rate of return at this point. I think you're up like 800%, right? Something crazy like that. So,
Dude, I did a video earlier with Sun and Moon right now. If you would have bought one of every booster box, it would have cost you $1,200, right? You'd have 31,000 right now.
yeah, checks
31
out.
grand in a matter of 6 to 8 years. And I
That's
think Sword and Shield is
crazy.
somewhere around, I think, in the 7,000. So $1,200 investment over those couple of years. In 5 years, you would have had over 7. So like we were talking hundreds, not if not thousands of percent gains in the past 5 to 8 years. Like
Yeah.
that's what is possible in Pokemon.
Yeah, no, dude. Ooh, man. I just realized I am way higher on Destin than I realized. Just thinking about that, that got me a little perky. Um, okay. Did we start answering questions yet? I don't think we did.
No,
I
let's go
think we were
for it.
just talking about that. Oh man, yeah, let's get it. Of course, I found the question and then lost it. What do y'all think is the biggest sleeper buy right now? Personally, I think it's the Tropicos Ultra Premium Collection.
Sarge, I got some I can sell you if you're wanting to buy some.
Alex, sounds like you're not a believer and you want to just get rid of yours.
Dude, I never even wanted that item. I went up to my card shop one time and they were trying to get rid of them. They're like, Alex, like we'll give you them for 75 a piece if you can take like however many. I just took a bunch of cases at $75 a piece. And so
Wow, that's
yeah.
great, man.
I mean, it's doing good now because everything's up, but I mean,
Dude, I'm just saying, like, he said specifically sleeper, so I guess we can't say prismatic.
yeah,
'Cause
we can't
I
say
still really,
151.
if we're talking sleeper product to pick up right now, that's so boring. Yeah, I gotta think of something that's specifically a sleeper. I think the problem is that the opportunities that are quote unquote sleepers are super like there's just not a ton right now. Most of the good pickups are kind of really obvious right now because you're like, yeah, of
Yeah.
course it's 151. Yeah, of course it's you know prismatic. It's gonna do good long term, right? But like outside of that, there isn't that I can think of. Maybe I need more time, but there isn't anything that I can think of where I'm like, man, this is something that is undervalued. Everyone thinks it's valued appropriately, but it's actually undervalued.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, Pokemaniac. That actually came to mind, the King Trigger Ninja Shrouded Fable boxes, but I think those are already pretty expensive. So it's not really a sleeper. I think a lot of people are already on that one. Because to me, sleeper seems like something that's very undervalued right now.
Yeah, 100%.
Whereas if I look at those boxes, I mean, they're already $120. Like, they're already like quadruple MSRP.
Yeah.
Like I don't think that's too much of a sleeper anymore.
Yeah, no. I mean, at least just looking at it right now, there's not really anything I can say for certain. I
Yeah,
guess
I wish, man.
yeah, I'm not.
Pokemon
Yeah.
Go.
I mean, I guess if you want to say start picking up some of the Sword and Shield era booster boxes that are sub 500, but I don't know, those are expensive still. I don't know if you want to consider those sleepers. I mean, Lost Origins at 750 right now. You've got 3 listings that are all quantity, and then it goes to 8. We talked about it with Brilliant and Silver and these other ones that are Astral, another one. Those will probably, follow suit relatively soon here. But I don't know if you consider that a sleeper.
Yeah.
But all right. Next question that we have. Holy schmoly. Sword and Shield had the big 5. What, in your opinion, is the big 5 of Scarlet and Violet?
Big 5 like products?
I don't know what he means by big 5. I
Like
assume big
cards, or
5.
are we talking sealed?
Yeah, I assume he's talking. Yeah, what do you mean by big 5? Can you see if you can get clarification real quick for me?
I mean, I feel like sealed, it's very easy. Sealed, it's got to be Destin, Surging, Paldea booster boxes, 151 prismatic. I mean, is there anything else besides those 5? I feel like that's it. I mean, Twilight's cool. It'll do well, but it's not. I think Surging is going to outdo Twilight in the long run.
Yeah, Surging will probably outdo Journey also. I like Journey a
I don't
lot,
really know
though.
what else outside of those 5 things. Like,
Just
I guess you
Pikachu.
could argue Twilight.
I don't know, man. Honestly, I think Journey is pretty close with Surging for me. I want to say the Pikachu.
Stop.
What?
Stop it, dude. Are you serious?
I think Surging will probably do better because of the Pikachu, right? And the,
I can't
Milotic
even tell
and
if
the
you're being
Latios,
serious right now.
Latios. Maybe I'm not. Wouldn't you like to know?
I can't tell. This feels like a troll.
No, Surging's gonna do better. Yeah, Surging will obviously do better.
Oh crap! I did forget Paldea and Fates. Ooh, that's dang. Good. Thank you. That we both forgot Paldea and
Do you
Fates.
see the price of the Mew, by the way?
Yeah, dude. Yeah, Paldea and Fates has to be in there.
The Mew's at like 600 right now.
I'm dumping Surging. I'm dumping Surging. Sorry, my big 5. Abraham, dude. It's gonna be Destin, Paldea and Fates, 151 and Prismatic.
Dude, lot of specialty this time around, man.
Oh,
so
he
many
said
better
cards.
specialty sets.
Hey, Abraham said cards. The big 5 cards now.
Well, I guess what were the big 5 from Sword and Shield?
Well, okay, if I had to pick 5 cards, it's obviously has to be the Umbreon. It's got to be the Magikarp from Paldea. Got to be the Bubble Mew. Those 3 are like 100%. Those 3 have to be in it. And then I think
are we going off a print or are we going off a price?
I think what are going to be the most popular, I guess.
Well, because obviously if we're going off a price, we have to include black and white stuff. But if we're not going off of that, then we have to say the Mewtwo, because the Mewtwo is much cheaper, but I think it's more iconic.
Well, there's price of raw, and there's also price of PSA 10.
Oh, I have something I want to say. Actually, I have something I want to say. This is going to answer the last 2 questions actually that we were discussing. Sleeper item and also talking about the top 5 sealed. I want to throw black and white in the ringer. I honestly do. I think black and white is going to be it's going to be one of those sets that's going to do really well long term. Like, I think we can look at it right now and be like, oh, well, if you're only a black and white fan, you're the only person that's going to like this. But realistically speaking, like, this is such a unique master set that has so many amazing art design cards. And for me personally, I think it's going to do so well long term. I think right now it's obviously like sitting at around $80, which is not super far off from, I mean, it's like, $30 off MSRP. And it'll probably go closer to MSRP if it gets another print. But like in the long term, I don't know. I think it's a set that'll do really good because people are going to get very nostalgic. And I'm not saying this is going to happen, but if Pokemon does do a black and white reprint at some point, dude, the set will explode. Or sorry, did I say reprint? I'm sorry, remake. like they did with, obviously, I mean, this is the call that I made with all of the Diamond and Pearl sets, and Diamond and Pearl cards are going crazy.
Yeah.
Obviously, since then, same thing. Obviously, we talked about megas. Like, for those of you guys that have been listening from since they leaked the megas, I said go buy your mega cards now. They're gonna start obviously popping off. So they haven't done anything yet for Black and White in terms of an actual game remake, and they'll probably do it at some point. So that's why I think it might be a sleeper, because all of a sudden people are going to get super nostalgic when that remake does inevitably happen. But like I said, it's a sleeper. It's not supposed to be a pick that you think is going to do well.
Yeah. I get it. I get it. Yeah, I don't know what the big five is going to be. I mean, Umbreon, Mew, and Magikarp just seem like three that are iconic from this era. You know, like the Mewtwo being from Destined Rivals, it's not like this the most loved Mewtwo ever, but it's going to be from one of the top sets in the era, so it'll probably be one of the top cards. Yeah, all those black and white ones like could be up there. Like I don't know how they're all going to end up, but yeah, all the black and white rares, including the Victini, and then obviously the Pikachu and Greninja are the only other two that really kind of pop off. Other than, I mean, the 151 Charizard, sure, like that's probably going to be iconic, but I don't think it's going to be one of the most expensive or anything. Maybe.
Yeah, I mean, like you said, Magikarp, Umbreon, Mew, that makes sense to me. A part of me wants to just have the Team Rocket's Mewtwo, but yeah, I don't know. It's tough. It's a cool art design, but it's definitely like not iconic in the same way as like the Magikarp is. You know?
Yeah.
Man. You know, well, I mean, what about the Cynthia's Garchomp too? We got to talk about that. I feel
I
like
think
we
you
talked
got to
about
throw the red Victini in there, man.
it just because of the price.
Just because it's like there's no other red card. Just going to be like the only red card in Pokemon. It's probably going to be, it is really
Cool.
hard to hit, so it's probably going to be iconic enough to stay up there, maybe. I don't know.
Yeah, it is pretty cool. Man,
I mean, I like the Reshiram Zekrom way more, but it is unique.
Yeah. Yeah, it's tough. I'm like looking through right now. I'm trying to see if there's anything that I'm like, oh, we definitely, but like, no. I mean, don't get me wrong. Like, I love the Groudon, but like, I wouldn't say it's iconic in the same regard. Same thing
What about
goes
the
with the Melodic.
Seismitoad, bro?
Well, yeah, of course. Yeah, that ain't iconic
The
anyway.
Seismitoad's where it's at.
It's crazy. Based on current prices and premiums on certain items, which of the 151 items is the best investment? I feel like we talk about this every single week. Didn't we say booster bundles? Yeah, I think booster bundles.
Dude, do you know 151 PCTBs are about to hit $1,000?
Yeah, no, we talked about that briefly. Go pick up your prismatic.
$1,000.
Go pick up your prismatic. Pros and cons of people suggesting investors should flip cards or do graded plays, then use their profits to buy sealed as opposed to buying sealed normally.
Yeah, for sure. If you have time on your hands and you want to be more active, you don't want to, approach this as the passive style of investing, and you want to, kind of like work a part-time job basically, then you should be able to always outperform a passive investment, right? Because every time you flip, your gains are going to be compounded. And so just think of it this way: if like you can make 10% off an item per month, and you can compound those gains every month, you're going to be end the year with like over 100 and something percent return, right? Where an average product is going to return you that much. So yeah, I mean, if you want to spend the time and take the risk and put forth the energy and effort, you should be able to make more than a passive investment because you're putting a lot more into it.
Yeah, 100%. I think that for me, if we're talking the pros and the cons, I think the biggest pro, is that there is, how do I want to say this? Although certain sealed products can go parabolic, it can't go in the same way as like a single can. Like a single card could go from like $3 to like 50, which is like crazy, right?
Yeah.
It could go from 5 to 100. And so moves like that are ones where all of a sudden, like overnight, you just made like a 10x, 20x return. You're not going to have that with sealed, right? But then also the downside of that, of course, is the two things. One, the lack of stability in the product itself, like, it's not inflationary, or it's inflationary. It's not deflationary in the same way as sealed product, and so it's going to be much more volatile, up and down, and then it's not going to be stable in the same way where product for sealed is going to naturally just go up over time. Like, you could have instances in where a single card could literally just go sideways forever, and then it finally makes a move. Um, but that's the thing, is like, when it comes to these singles, a lot of the ones that like really pop off like crazy, it's not ones that are like the obvious play, like, oh, the Charizard, like, it just finally popped off. It's like, no, it's a card that was popularized because of some sort of, artist finally getting its due, or there's a trend going on with, full art cards, or a remake happens of a game, and all of a sudden all these older cards become popularized again. Like, that's kind of what usually is what makes it happen, but it's hard for you to kind of predict a lot of those things because there's so much trend based. Um, and then obviously, as far as it goes with the graded plays, like, you obviously have upside with graded plays in the same way where you could pick up a single, and like, sure, it sucks if you get a 9, but if you do your math correctly on the cards that you're specifically grading, if you say to yourself, all right, if at least one of these it's a 10 out of the 5 I'm sending in, then I'm up, then and you're grading appropriately, then it should be pretty safe. It's just a matter at that point of how much time and effort you want to put into picking up those cards, because you're obviously going to have to put more energy into finding the ones that are worth sending in for grading.
Yes, sir.
All right.
It's funny though. It does work both ways though. It's weird because I actually made. I was just trying to clown some people I know in the hobby, just like poking their buttons. But like, there's people I know that when the Fusion Strike run went on, when it went from like $80 a box up to like, what did it get to? Like it was over like, I don't know, 300-400, whatever. I forget what the exact amount was. But basically, when you took in the amount of gains you could have made holding Fusion Strike over those couple years, it actually outproduced what you could have made having a $100,000 inventory that entire time, and like running your business and sales, ever flipping it X amount of times after like, selling fees and shipping and all that. You would have been better off. I did the math on a video. I can't remember all the numbers. Basically, you would have been better off holding the sealed product than spending 2 years working. And so it's like, there are situations where it just makes sense to hold. And like, honestly, even all the grind, you can't even outproduce some of these gains. I mean, it's like, put it this way. I made a short 9 months ago, and someone reminded me of it, where I had Evolving Skies boxes, and I was going through the short, and I was like, these are worth $700 now. That was 9 months ago.
Yeah.
And so now they're 2,500. Like, you'd have to flip a whole lot of product for those Evolving Skies investments that went from 700 to 2,500 to outproduce that in 9 months. And so it's like, that's kind of why you want to kind of do both. If anything, you want to have things you're invested in, because you never know when things like this are going to come, and you're going to just make exponential amounts of money for doing nothing.
I guess another thing is, to be fair too, it is easier to store and cheaper to ship.
True.
There's that. Okay, here's an interesting one. Twilight or Paradox? Go for the perceived lesser set, or go for the better but newer and higher price?
I like Paradox, both because the price point's still low, and two, it's going to go out of print faster. I like Paradox. If they were both in the same printing block, it'd be a harder decision, but because Paradox is going to go out of print a whole year earlier, it makes way more sense.
Yeah, but what happens if they just don't print any more I mean, we obviously got the ETBs coming up.
Yeah.
I mean, right now, like, Paradox does feel like the easiest pick right now between the two. It just depends what they do with Twilight here. So
Yeah,
I'll agree with you on Paradox for that reason right now.
I definitely would want to have some Twilight.
Yeah. When is the premium coming for the bigger booster bundles with the Void stickers sold by MJ Holdings? Screw Stop Tape. I'm investing in Void stickers. That's crazy.
What is that?
I am unfamiliar with Void stickers.
Void stickers?
I am unfamiliar, good sir.
Hey, man, if there's one thing I know, the more stickers, the more stamps, the more plastic, the more cardboard, the better.
Dude, if you bought an item with a rollback sticker from Walmart, dude.
And if those
right
cards
there.
inside had stamps on them, could you imagine?
Ooh, sure.
Could you imagine?
Oh my god. We're mooning. I haven't picked up any deals for a few months. I'm holding 151 Blooming Waters for long term. Would you rather keep it or sell it to buy boosters instead?
Um, I like 151. Like, I would keep it.
It's not like there's
I'd
any
keep it.
glaring plays right now that makes it worth it to move it, in my opinion. Just hold on to it. Sea and Sky, where do we predict it's going to go? I mean, it's just going to follow whatever Crown Zenith does.
Yeah. I don't think there's going to be like a premium, like huge premium on Sea and
No.
Sky boxes. It'll just be a little more than what the loose packs cost.
Yeah, I agree.
I think loose packs are up in the 13s now. So,
Yeah, it's not the same way like an ETB. It's going to mirror a lot of what just the rest of Crown Zenith's doing for sealed. Based on current prices and premiums of certain items, which the 151 is the best. We already talked about this, obviously. Bundles. Where are we next up? With 30th anniversary coming, at what point do you guys think the celebration product? At what point do you think the celebrations product can peak? Looking to offload some during the hype.
um, probably sometime now between the anniversary. I would say it's hard to tell. Like, here's the thing. It's always easier to sell into the hype than trying to sell when hype's coming down. So, I would say don't get too greedy with it. Don't try to catch the tops. If you made the decision you want to sell into this, I would maybe start, slowly and surely offloading little by little. I mean, it's never a bad idea. I mean, I know I offloaded some things into the hype and some things kind of coming down from the hype in 2021. And when it was coming down, it felt a whole lot worse, right? Because, especially if you auction things, someone doesn't pay for an auction. Now you're 2 weeks back of what you could have been. Now prices are even lower than they were 2 weeks ago, and they're getting lower by the day. It's always better to sell into the hype. So if you've already made your decision you want to sell, I would say whenever you want to start.
Yeah, if it's me, I mean, I'm probably not going to sell it until we get the biggest point of like hype for the 30th. Because like right now we know the 30 is coming. There hasn't even been any real leaks of what it's gonna look like. And so once the leaks happen, there will start to be some like momentum for it. And then once we get to like close to the release, that's when you're gonna want to start looking at potentially offloading.
Did you ever think about selling?
Selling like just my seal products in general.
Yeah, I'm just like, I'm trying to come up with a scenario in my head right now when I'm ever gonna like sell, and I'm just like, I don't know. I can't see it right now. I can't even come to grips when I'm ever actually going to sell again. Like I'm at the point now where it's like, well, I'm out of debt. Like I have zero debts in my life. I'm just like, well, have a good income. My wife's got an income. I'm like, I just don't see ever really selling at this point
No, I
until
think
like
more
the
about
distant
buying than
future.
selling. I think
Yeah,
way
it's like
more
till the
about buying than
distant
selling.
future. Like I don't, because I already have my like store and stream inventory separate from my like long term holdings. Like I can't see going into my long term holdings like for years and years and years.
Yeah, no, 100%. Yeah, no, I don't really think about selling like ever. If anything, I think about the items that I have at the shop and saying, "Man, I really wish I could just like hold on to this product and just
Yeah.
but like I need store inventory,
Yeah.
you know?"
It is
Uh,
weird. Like it's something I just don't even think about anymore, but like I get asked about it all the time.
Yeah. No, it's just for myself, as we've talked about before on stream, we have our goals. My goal is going to, now that I officially am a homeowner, is going to be pay it off and then set myself up for retirement. And so setting myself up for retirement requires investments. That's going to be Pokemon. And when I feel like it's an appropriate amount of time where I am ready to start offloading that position and look at, you know, taking that money and using it to live off of, then obviously we can talk about it once we get to that point. But I am not there yet.
No.
Does the set have a totally unique mechanic, art design, frame, etc.? Set it apart as an investment? Mechanic? No. Art design? Yes. Frame? Sometimes. Yeah.
What's frame?
So you know how like look at like the Heart Gold Soul Silvers, like you know the frame borders of the cards for those.
Mm,
I wouldn't look at it in the same regard though, because most of the time frames are typically something that is more for the common, uncommon, and rare cards. So I wouldn't say it's gonna play the same way. I assume that's what they're meaning by frames. At least that's how I look at it.
yeah. Definitely art design.
Yeah, let me double check Heart Gold Pokemon cards. Yeah, you see what I'm talking about with the borders for the Heart Gold Pokemon cards? Like look
Well,
at
I
the
know
red
like
Gyarados.
I know if you're talking about the legend cards.
No. Look at like the Gyarados from like Heart Gold Soul Silver base set. Or
Okay.
look at like any of the cards, literally
Oh,
any
how
one
the
of them.
frames like sort of like discolored.
Yeah, so it's like a white and yellow and it's supposed to be like
Yeah.
you get what I'm saying? I always
Yeah, I
loved that
see.
design. I thought it was clean. I thought those were sweet compared to the more like modern. It looks like really
Yeah.
very, you know, boring, very cheap. But yeah, I think it's 100% just going to come down to art design. Borders or frames more specifically, or they're not going to hold in the same way.
Yeah.
All right. Next up, if you had 100 loose prismatic ETPs, would you sell, trade to get into any other product? Yeah, you'd sell, trade them to get into 10 cases of prismatic sealed cases, obviously, right, Alex?
I mean, at this point, dude, I don't know if I would sell them at $100 in ETB. That seems. I mean, yeah, they might drop from here. Maybe they get like 90 or something, but like I personally, especially if I had to pay like fees or anything or shipping cost, I would hold it. If I had them already, I wouldn't buy into 100 loose ones, but if I already had them, I probably would hold them. If you could get someone to make you an even trade, maybe trade into 151, maybe trade into some of these early booster boxes like Paradox Rift, maybe trade into some Silver Tempest, Astral Radiance, Brilliant Stars. Like you could trade into stuff like that if they want to do an even trade with you, but I certainly wouldn't sell at these prices.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, prices on the ETBs are starting to slowly decline. I don't see a point of selling it at this point. I mean, yeah, I don't know. It's a good long-term investment. I'm not getting out of it. I'm holding on to it. If I
Yeah.
if I'm concerned about, future pickups for loose, I would go more the sealed case route, or I would just dollar cost average as the price continues to drop.
Yeah, and if you just one that's willing to trade you, even to even, it makes sense. If you're like trying to trade like a vendor or a seller and they want to give you like 80% or something, no, don't. I wouldn't do that.
How high can McDonald's Pikachu get?
Dude, you take this. I can't even talk about that stupidity.
I actually don't know about it.
Oh my god, it's a stupid Japanese crap where
Oh, is it a
people are going to
Japanese one?
McDonald's and they're throwing the food away to get their hands on these stupid things so they
That's
can
crazy.
make a few bucks.
Oh, that's dumb. I didn't even know.
It's so dumb, man. People are just like they're losing their minds. They're losing their actual minds.
That's
Like some of
funny.
these people, I just want to like hand a $50 bill to and be like, dude, just stop. Just stop here. It's crazy.
I need to flip. Always be flipping.
Ugh.
Do you think it's better to move into the Sword and Shield sets that haven't run yet, or the Scarlet and Violet sets going out of print next year? I think for me, the glaring thing is just the sets that haven't run yet for Sword and Shield, just because we know it's going to happen so much sooner, presumably speaking. Like watching what's happening with Lost Origin Fusion, it's just like, all right, it's gonna happen. It's only a matter of time.
Yeah. Um, yeah. I mean, to an extent, like I'm not a believer in the whole like buy the cheap stuff. Like I
Well,
like
we're
I
not
like
saying go buy battle styles though. I'm talking
right.
like brilliant,
Yes,
silver, astral, chilling.
for
Like
sure.
these sets are
For
popular.
sure.
They're gonna do it. Yeah. Don't go buy battle styles.
Unfortunately, chilling already moved.
Oh, did it move already? Finally?
600
When did it make that move?
very recently.
Yeah. Yeah.
It's funny. I made a video. I think even we talked about it after I made the video when Evolving Skies made its move to 2400. I said every other one is going to fall in line in their order. And sure enough, Fusion went, then lost, now chilling. You know, Brilliant's next. Guys, Brilliant Stars is next. If you're wondering which one's next, Brilliant Stars is next.
So I'm not even kidding you, Alex. This is so funny. So the chart is showing us, so August 12th, it was at 435
Yeah.
is how much it was going for. Which August 12th would be Tuesday. And then on
And to
the
be fair,
13th,
they've only
and
sold at 550. We haven't actually had a 600 sale yet.
right. That's fair. But I guess what I'm trying to articulate here is that so it literally looks like we had the stream on Monday, talked about, hey, you should probably pick up some of these items before they have a run, and 3 days later they're having their runs. So
Well,
yeah,
here come the videos.
yeah, here come the videos.
We're gonna
Yeah,
get
no,
exposed for
we're
shilling the
not
market.
we're not chilling. I didn't pick up any chilling. I wish. I can't afford that right now.
We're gonna get exposed, man.
Yeah, market manipulators. Pokemon, you said in the past that you will be actively investing in Evolving Skies due to space, etc. Is this still the set that you class as priority? It's not priority, like number one for me. I mean, in terms of priority, if we're just talking from a pure logistical storage perspective, it's at some point going to 100% be destined. Destin just feels like such a layup. Obviously, right now, there's a reprint that's going to happen. And I'm not saying that I want to pick it up because I think I can get it for significantly cheaper when that reprint happens. But I want to wait until the reprint happens before I start picking it up because I know sentimentally speaking, people are going to psychologically be like, okay, reprint just happened. Odds of another one happening again are super low. And then you'll probably start to see a lot faster of an acceleration point for prices to go up after that. So let's say
Say it with me,
hypothetically,
Eli.
what?
I'm gonna wait.
I'm gonna wait. Get out of here. But like, listen, if the price of the box goes up to like 350, it reprints, it goes down to 300. I'm fine with picking it up at 300, no problemo. I just don't want to have that period in which I spent investing my money and then it, takes 6 months and then it corrects after the reprint happens and I just wasted 6 months where that money could have been used elsewhere. Like that's just kind of it for me. It has nothing to do with it has nothing to do with getting in at a cheaper price point. It's just I'd prefer if my money works for me over those 6 months and it doesn't have a setback.
Yeah, I mean, I bought Evolving Skies at 350, 400. So
Yeah, I mean, Evolving is definitely one I will still be picking up, but like it's going to be tiered. Like Evolving Skies is going to be my Bitcoin and my Ethereum is going to be my my destined. And what I mean by that is like Bitcoin, very safe, comparable crypto, and it's going to make moves, but it's not going to make the same larger percentage moves as it continues to climb just because of the price point threshold. But Ethereum is going to make bigger moves, obviously, from a percentage perspective, but also at the exact same time, it's going to be more volatile just because of its cheaper price point. So you still have your kind of bedrock, and then you have your more volatile investment piece. The difference
and
with this
then
is obviously it's
and then Paldea is gonna
safer.
be my XRP.
Hey, there
And
you
then
go. He gets
and
it.
and Shrouded's gonna be my Doge.
That's crazy. Hey, not a bad way to look
Dude,
at
I'm
it.
gonna be a shrouded millionaire, bro.
A shrouded millionaire, baby. But yeah, no, evolving and evolving will definitely be there with Destin for sure. Um, okay, question. When in a bear market, why 151 was not an obvious investment? Some others like Fusion or Lost Origin, because Prismatic was immediately a no-brainer when I was involved. It's because the thing is about the hobby itself, psychologically speaking, people will always make excuses not to pick up things. And one thing, and that's the biggest thing that I've kind of learned in this
Who said it
hobby,
wasn't obvious?
the people that weren't investing in it when it was being flash sold,
They weren't
obviously.
listening to my channel. They weren't listening to our
All right,
podcast.
Alex. All right, Alex. Stop it. You know what he's obviously asking.
Dude, we screamed at people to buy this stuff the whole time.
Right, but he's not saying that he's not, because obviously, yes, we were screaming about that for the longest time. We're talking about the more casual individual, which I'm obviously, trying to relay, is that the problem is a lot of people that are in this hobby are very emotional investors and they're always making excuses why they're not going to pick a product. An item can be amazing, but if it's too expensive, they won't pick it up. It could be amazing, but it's so cheap, then all of a sudden, because it's cheap, it must be a brick. Like, people will make their excuses why they're not gonna pick up items. 151 was an obvious play, but, "Oh, it's a brick because it's being flash sold everywhere, all across, big box retailers for super cheap," or, "Oh, Crown Zenith Sea and Sky, like, that product sucks because it's super cheap and it's so easy to get. Crown Zenith will never do anything. It's gonna be another Evolving Skies," or, sorry, Evolutions. So it's like people will always have their excuses, but ultimately at the end of the day, just stick to the fundamentals. Like, it's deflationary. It's a high demand set with great art design that'll do well with popular characters. If you stick to those fundamentals, time will be your friend regardless, and you just take the opportunities that are staring you in front and you don't question it. Like,
I
I
mean,
was
guys,
really
look,
yeah.
every single thing in life is not guaranteed. You're not guaranteed to wake up tomorrow, right? Like every single thing you invest in is not guaranteed. All you can operate on is probability and statistics, right? Every data point shows us, right, that those products were at near the lows they're going to get. Like we've seen so many different products all across the whole time in Pokemon that have sat around a certain low price point and have always risen 100% of the time. And it's just like, so you have to say, well, what does the probability tell me that this is going to happen the same way it has 100% of the time? Or is this going to be the one time in history that a set does not rise? And if you're going to convince yourself not to invest because this is going to be that one black swan event, then hey, you are betting against an 100% track record. And so, like, it really isn't that complicated, guys. You're just betting with the trend that has always happened. That's all it is. If you find UPCs ever again for a good set at $80, you buy them. If you find ETBs at $40, you buy them. Like booster boxes. It's just like when you get to certain price points that basically have never went much lower for a very short amount of time at all, and they've always come back. What's the most likely scenario? They're going to come back.
So what you're
Every
telling me is if I can buy the classics at 180, it's a good price point to pick it up at, right? Is that what you mean, Alex?
No, because there's never been another one of those products. So we have zero data on that.
There you go. What about Battle Academies? What if I get them for free? Are they a good pickup?
What does the data show us on Battle Academies? I'm not sure. I know the data on UPCs. I know it on booster boxes. I know it, like, it's very clear.
I'm trying to have at least a seal case of all the SV era boosters. In what order should I pick them up? Between PE, OF, TF, JT, DR.
PE and OF first. I would say temporal next, and then I don't know.
Probably DR then Journey.
Yeah,
I'm picking
I
up
guess.
DR before Journey first because DR has a higher probability of running up, and even with a reprint will still be high, whereas Journey, in my personal opinion, has a higher probability of correcting much more aggressively if a big reprint comes for it.
Yeah.
Why do you what do you think about all these collection boxes coming out soon? Do you think it's to screw over scalpers and big box stores because no one likes boring collection boxes? No, it's probably because it's just an easy way for them to print packs. Big box retailers do not sell booster boxes. So how can we get as many packs as possible? It's typically going to be
Yeah.
ETBs and collection boxes.
And I know people like think because things sell out of Pokemon Center and because all of us are like this deep, real in depth, like investing class in the Pokemon. And there's 350 people in here in the middle of the day on a Monday that we think like a booster box at MSRP is cheap. For a regular retail customer, $160 is not very feasible. Making a bunch of collection boxes at, 20, 30, 40, 50 bucks, it's a lot more digestible.
Yeah.
Makes more sense.
Who do you think is the next celebrity to jump into Pokemon cards?
Next celebrity. Man, if we could just get somebody right now, it'd really send things flying. The problem is all the celebrities, like, again, celebrity now is like streamer, right? It's not even like, it's like a streamer, but like all the streamers now, they're all like, the big ones are all like young in their 20s. They don't really have a huge connection to Pokemon. They're just doing it because it's hot right now. Like Aiden Ross or the phase guys. They're like, they're just like opening it because everyone's telling them to open it.
All right, you
So like,
ready? I already know who it is.
you would need a celebrity that actually truly likes Pokemon.
I got it. Are you ready?
All right.
Tom Brady.
Yeah. Dude, he was wearing
That's
like
n
a
that's
One Piece shirt.
that's
Yeah.
that's why I'm bringing it up. Because have you seen how he's getting into so he's
Card shops.
opening up card shops now? Because I mean, he sees the money. Have you seen the prices that people have leaked for his card shop? It's like scalper level prices. Like, it's bad how much he's charging.
And he's
Well,
getting it.
yeah, and he's getting it. It's Tom Brady's store. But yeah, no. So the fact that he wore the One Piece shirt, there was no accident. He 100% knew that was going to draw a lot of attention. So Pokemon, like, of course, like that makes sense to me.
You guys should reach out to Drake, Taylor Swift.
That's crazy. I mean, you have to think too. Remember when he also got into the whole what was the whole crypto scam thing that
Yeah,
happened?
with the Sam Bankman-Fried, the
FTX, right?
yeah,
Crypto FX. I can't remember.
I forget. Yeah. But
But
yeah, I know what you're
anyway,
talking about.
yeah. So like Tom Brady dabbles if there's money. He is
Oh,
not
for sure.
one to shy away. Which PC ETB will be more valuable in 3 years? Prismatic, Destined, Rivals, or Surging? Prismatic.
Prismatic.
Yeah. What's everyone's take on flipping graded into sealed? In my opinion, long term, it seems like a much better play, but space and storage is the issue.
That's what I do. That's what I do. If space is an issue, cut out ancillary products, cut out ETBs, cut out collection boxes, cut out all that nonsense, and just do booster boxes. I find it very hard that space is an issue for booster boxes. You could literally fit 100K in booster boxes in a small in one closet, a small little section of a house. Like I've said it before, you can get these garage racks. They measure 72 by 48 by 24. It's not very much. You can fit about 50 to 60 grand worth of booster boxes on one shelf, and that's before they appreciate. Once they appreciate, that could look like 75, 100 grand on one shelf. And so if you're running out of space, you probably have a lot of ancillary items. I would just try to get rid of a lot of that and focus just on booster boxes.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, we're still gonna hold some of the specialty or ETBs just because they're like such good pickups. But I agree with everything Alex said. Booster boxes are just so much smaller and better for price per square foot when it comes to storage, and then obviously cheaper to ship.
Yeah. I think a lot of people that I've talked to, at least, that have had space issues, it's always been because they have everything. Like they have tins, collection boxes, ETBs. They'll have like a little bit of everything. I'm like, well, your space isn't the issue. The items you have are the issue. You could sell all that, replace it with booster boxes, and if you put that same amount of money into booster boxes, you probably have like a couple of cases worth. And so I think that's what happens is people just they like seeing the quantity over the quality. And so they like seeing they have a bunch of stuff. But then when you really add it up, it's like, that's like a few cases of booster boxes worth, but it's like, tons of cases of all this other stuff.
Here's a good example. It's like, what would I rather have? One Blooming Waters or two booster bundles of 151? It'd be two booster bundles of
Oh
151
yeah.
because not only is it going to hold a good premium for the loose packs over the long term, and if you look at it compared to loose right now, it's really solid, but also as well, storage wise, it's going to be so much easier to store.
Yeah.
Um, we'll answer three more questions and we'll get out of here. Top three most expensive price per pack in Sword and Shield in 5 years.
Prismatic 151 Paldean Fates.
Sword and Shield.
Oh. Sorry.
Evolving Skies.
Evolving Skies, Celebrations, Crown.
Yeah, Celebrations probably will, just because we're talking price per pack here.
Crown Zenith. Maybe Fusion. I'll take Crown though.
I'd take Lost over Fusion in 5 years. I think Lost will beat out Fusion.
It could at this rate.
Yeah. I'd say probably Evolving, Celebrations, and Lost. I do love Crown Zenith. It's a great set, but I feel like Celebrations just what it is when it comes to like how the set was designed. The packs themselves are just gonna hold such a huge premium.
God dang, though. Fusion's already catching Celebrations.
Yeah, Fusions. I mean, Celebrations, though, I'm making the bet that Celebrations is going to have a huge pop off once the 30th happens.
Oof.
That's my bet.
All right, I want to change.
Oh, man.
I want to change it. Dude, I don't know, man. I think
I think if anything, I think Celebrations is more secure. I think you can debate between Fusion and Lost more than anything.
Dude,
But that's just because
I think the specialty sets might just all get crushed in Sword and Shield.
even Celebrations with the 30th coming up.
I think even Crown.
So
I think it might just be evolving Lost and Fusion.
you have no belief, I guess, in the 30th playing a factor in a huge like upwards
No, because I
momentum
think,
swing.
in my opinion, I think in the next couple years, like Fusion Lost are going to be mid thousands, mid to high thousands probably, and I think evolving is going to be up there in the mid thousands. I think those packs are all going to be very expensive. I'm just going to take the 3 booster boxes.
Hmm.
That's what I'm going to take. We can play it back. We can play it back later. I'm going to take evolving Fusion Lost.
Yeah. I still think Celebrations will do good just because the 30th. That's my thing.
It could. Celebrations it's a good choice.
Yeah. I'll do Lost for now over Fusion, but man, is it close? I mean, the Gengar is pretty. Yeah. I'll go Lost for now. So. If Pokemon Prince sets way ahead of time, how can there be a delay in Mega? Doesn't this confirm if they wanted to reprint a set, it shouldn't have taken 6 to 12, but a few months? We have absolutely no clue what the manufacturing issues are. We have no clue if there is printer malfunctions of any kind. We have no clue if it has anything to do with, you know, unions or like employee disgruntlement and or relations. We have no clue if it has to do with any of these various factors that cause potential delays outside of the fact that they have the capability to print it, right? So it's really difficult for us to say. And then on top of that too, you also have to factor in Pokemon obviously having to pick and choose their battles when it comes to what they want to reprint. And also from what we're being told with them getting a new manufacturing facility, what that obviously is looking like comparable now and how that is obviously playing into the mix. I mean, there's just it's hard for us to answer that question. There's too many variables. Nothing, Alex?
Oh, I mean, dude, you're gonna know way more than me. Like,
Yeah.
you've got like what 6 different distributors. You've got so much more insider info. Like, if these are questions geared towards you, man. Like, I know what you know, if not less. You know.
Yeah.
So
All right. Last question. Why invest in all these sets when we can obviously tell what sets are the best? Why not just go all out in the top sets?
yeah, I mean, so here's the problem: is like people have asked us about cards too. The problem is it always changes. You never know which is going to be the best. Like, put it this way: if you would have invested in the best sets in Sword and Shield, you would have been in Evolving
Cooked.
Skies, Brilliant Stars, Vivid Voltage, probably something like that. Don't you think, Eli?
I mean, so this is my thing. If you would have, it depends, right? Because like you said, it changes so much.
Yeah.
So
And
it's
Crown Zenith, you'd have been in Crown Zenith too, but like you would have missed Chilling, you would have missed Fusion. Maybe you'd have been in Lost Origin, maybe if you didn't waste all your money on Vivid, Evolving, and Brilliant. But like, and then you go back to freaking Sun and Moon. I mean, dude, no, I mean, Team Up, it went up because it was short printed, and the Latios, no one wanted. You know, it's like, yeah, you could have still did all right, but it's just, I mean, I don't know, man. Even in Scarlet Violet, there's going to be things change places. There is going to be sets change places in the years to come, and people are going to look back in 5 years and be like, "Well, why didn't you invest in X, Y, or Z?" It's like, well, no one knew.
like the thing is like you would have done well either way, right? You wouldn't have been cooked. I was exaggerating a little, but like you would have definitely missed out on potential opportunities that could have made you a little bit more. Because realistically, fusion doing better than chilling is more recent than a lot of people realize. Um, and so like, and it's starting to run away pretty significantly, right? Um, and so for me personally, like that's something that you have to consider and say, okay, if you invested in chilling like a year ago, 2 years ago, you would have missed out on so much more, you know, potential gains from fusion. And then obviously, like Alex was saying, Brilliant Stars for the longest time was considered to be the best of the three between that, Silver Tempest, and Lost Origin, and it's fallen behind significantly from Lost Origin, right? So, yeah, back to Alex's
Evolutions was
point.
one of the most hated sets in XY.
It got printed a lot. It
And
got
people just
printed
didn't like it. A
so
lot of people
much.
said it felt like a cheap reprint copy, and I mean, it didn't have a lot of love, and it's an almost $2,000 box now. I mean,
Yeah, time changes things, man. You can be right in the moment, but be wrong in the long term, but then be right
dude, it's
again.
amazing if you look at like, like how they make those time lapse videos of things. It'd be amazing to take like certain Pokemon sets and make a time lapse of the top hit cards in the sets over the time. Some of these sets, dude, they've changed like probably 15 times.
Yeah, 100%. Yeah, you can't just make those bets, man. You just got to go with what seems like the obvious play when it comes to price per. That's just kind of what you're going off of. And also paying attention to the trends more than anything, right? Like Lost Origin, obviously, like we talked about it, you're not going to go pick up Lost Origin as it's making its move to 800. You're going to go pick up the Chilling set, which you should have
Yeah.
done, obviously, after we kind of talked about some of these other Sword and Shield sets popping off. And obviously, I haven't looked at it, but if there's other sets that are in the Sword and Shield that are also primed to make a move, those ones are obviously going to make more sense in the moment. Not just
Yeah,
going
it
off.
always sucks too, like not knowing when each person's got in the hobby. Like if I was in a room with people that I knew were all in the hobby in 2022 and whatever, it'd be a lot more fun to like play with people because it's like, dude, we were all there when Lost Origin got reprinted, and everyone thought it was going to go to the ground and it's going to be sitting here forever and blah blah blah. I'm not. It's $120. I don't want it now. And yeah, it's just now you want it when it's 800. It's like, dude, you got to buy stuff when people don't want it. You don't want to buy stuff when everybody does want it.
1000%. Nope, that's be fearful when others are greedy and greedy when others are fearful. Easy as that.
I mean, dude, we sat. I'm gonna go back and find them. I'm gonna go back and find the live streams where I sat there, stared at the camera. I said, "Stop waiting for the stupid 151 reprint. This is the time to buy. Go to Costco. Go buy as many 151 UPCs as you can. This is the reprint." And everyone was like, "I'm waiting for the reprint. I'm waiting for the reprint." And it's like, here we are. Could have bought them for $80. They're now 400 and something. You could have made hundreds and hundreds of percent gain in like a year. And me and Eli sit here and told you, begged you to go buy them. And everyone was waiting for the ETB reprint that never came. It's just crazy.
Yeah.
It's insanity. And now everybody wants it. Like it's like some new set. It's like, I don't understand.
Yeah, man. I mean, it's funny because I don't have any short videos on my channel other than one, and the one short video that I made was you need to go buy Lost Origin right now. So if you want to go look at my channel and see my short video I made a long time ago, I only made one because I felt like it was important enough to be like, guys, you need to buy it. But all right, Alex, anything you want to say before we wrap on up out of here?
No, man. I just I don't know. If you can get some of this Twilight Masquerade Surging Sparks to open, enjoy it, collect some of it, whatever. I wouldn't be dumping your booster boxes though.
Yeah, we'll have to see what ends up happening if it's just going to be ETBs or not, but only time will tell with that and the, split waves of product for the mega set. But thank you all once again, as always, for stopping by. Another good stream. Can't appreciate you all enough. Make sure to leave a like, comment down below, subscribe. Really helps the YouTube channel. And then lastly, if you want to check out Alex and his content, link is down in the description below for that. But everyone have a good, wonderful rest of your week. We will see you all next Monday. Peace.